Good day and welcome to yet another episode of the Enactus Perspective. My name is Thembalethu Shange and I'll be hosting you for today. Right here we have Miss Xolela Madlanga, who is an alumni of the University of the Nelson Mandela, and she's going to share a bit more about her journey in Enactus, how it's been during her time in Enactus and as well afterwards. Xolela, thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So Enactus is a lot, right?
Yeah.
Enactus affects and impacts your life during your time in Enactus and afterwards. So you're still serving the community of Enactus even afterwards. What drives you? Why are you still around in the Enactus organization?
I think that's a good question. I think for me, it's definitely been that, once you've benefited so much from an organization, it's important that you also give back and contribute in any way that you can. So I think I always say that my blood runs yellow and grey.
100%.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of yellow and grey blood, this thing indoctrinates you the minute you enter, right? So which year did you join in? How's it different from when you started, how it is now? Just take us through that journey.
So I started in 2013, but late 2013 when they were recruiting for the following year. And then I joined in as a project officer. I worked my way as a public relations officer, and then I became chairperson for 2 years.
Okay.
And, sorry, what was
So how was your journey when you, how did it start? Just take us through from the minute you joined up until your very last time at Enactus.
No problem.
Yeah.
So I think what drew me in was the message of using entrepreneurship to make a good change in society. I really liked the mission of Enactus. I really liked the people that recruited me. I think they spoke so passionately about Enactus. They were very convincing.
One thing about Enactus people, persuasion, hey.
Yes, you have to. It's like owning a car.
Precisely. A good one, though. A good cult.
Yes. Without destroying your life.
Of course.
Changes for the better.
100%.
So I was very just interested in just making a positive difference in where I was, and I really liked what Enactus was about. And then as a public relations officer, I obviously got to know more about Enactus, and my mission was just about creating brand awareness within the university and, of course, outside stakeholders, because that's an important aspect of it. You're having people outside to help you with the project, to help your beneficiaries. It also just helped me grow as a person. At the time, I wanted to be in marketing.
Okay.
So that role for me was perfect because I was like, yes,
I'm doing my job.
So that was quite a learning curve, and there's a huge responsibility. It doesn't matter what your role is in Enactus, whether you're just a member, whether you're in projects or you're an executive. Each role plays a big and has a big impact on the entire organization as a whole. So I took it very seriously. And then as a chairperson, we had challenges, and we had never been in the semifinals for the longest time. So in my last tenure, we were able to, make it to the semifinals, and that was such a huge accomplishment. And everyone wants to be a national champion.
You want that title.
We were so close. But it also just built me as a person. I cannot overestimate the amount of skills I gained, the knowledge I obtained, the networks I created. I'm definitely a better person for it. The reports we had to do, man, all of those skills came in handy in my life as an adult. And obviously then there's the business aspect of it, being able to run a business properly, just that, being exposed to entrepreneurship at that end. I think another impact for us was we, as the team at the time, were very passionate about encouraging student entrepreneurship within the institution. So we were very fortunate to be champions of that in the institution. And as a result, got involved in the student entrepreneurship working committee. We were pushing an agenda there. And I'm happy to say that our work paid off. So that's been really beautiful.
100%. So speaking of your work paying off, right? So you joined the organization, you served your time, and you completed that part of your Enactus journey. So right now, you're still serving as an alumni. So what you learned during your time in Enactus, how is it impacting you right now? Is it through work, your community participation? So how is it impacting you right now?
I have to say your thinking changes because there was a slogan at one time. I'm not sure if it still is. What was it? See the opportunity, seize the opportunity.
Okay.
Or being in Enactus, you're being taught to be a problem solver. That's been number one. You solve problems. So I think that's just been ingrained in my mind and in my personality. So, and it comes in handy in my workplace as well. So I work in an NPO, and problems are abounding. And I think what I love about an NPO is we're addressing socio-economic problems, and we're working with young people. And everything that I've learned in Enactus then just, comes in. And on top of that, I'm a team leader.
Okay.
Enactus,
Right.
So it definitely comes in handy. I also think the ability to work with different stakeholders, being able to engage people at different levels.
Yes.
That is an important key. Fundraising, my goodness, because team needs money.
Yeah, you gotta eat. you gotta impact the society.
Yes. And at the time, if you remember, us as teams, we used to have camp during the recess period, and you have to fund that as a team. And we were a small team, and we didn't have a lot of money, so we had to find ways to be able to get that money in this uniform, in this travel, and this all of these things. I think that comes in handy. And then additionally, it was also the trainings, and having to train our members, having to train our teams. All of those things come back and they're useful now. Preparing for presentations. We had a standard, which I'm very happy to say I think we've maintained. I like that the team followed suit. We had a standard, how we present, how we show up, how things are done, how we
that culture.
Culture of excellence. Culture of excellence, and then I carry that through into my work as well.
I like that, culture of excellence. So how has that culture of excellence now said, okay, when you're doing like your average daily things, how do you apply the culture of excellence?
I'll give you an example. For you as in most organizations, even when I worked at WITS, you submit reports, we are active on social media, all these different things, and how you present yourself on any platform matters. I think some people don't care about aesthetics, but I think it says something.
It does.
So the branding, and Enactus is very strong on branding. So everything must be branded, everything must be on brand. How you communicate the brand message, the language, the detail. Are you sharing about your impact? Where are the figures? And then there's of course because ethics matters. Ethics. In every space I've been.
100%.
High learning institutions, NPOs, ethics matters. Accountability, and that's all things I learned in Enactus. So you have to be able to account for stuff. And that shows up in how you present your work, shows up in how you do present things in general. How you look, your appearance, your documentation, the information you provide, small things like spell check, here and there. So it's like you're saying, it's small things that make a huge difference, and then people remember that.
100%. So you.
Sorry.
No problem. We love it. We're happy to have this conversation. So earlier in the conversation, you spoke about how you used to be a champion and you used to recruit, right? Let's see if you still have that recruitment spirit in you. So someone who's listening and saying, okay, I hear Xolela speaking and how it impacted her journey during university and afterwards. What would you say to advise them to actually join Enactus?
Beautiful. So previously, as students, you weren't necessarily allowed to run your own business into Enactus, but I think right now, if you know that you are a person of good ideas, you're an innovative person, and you have a life-changing idea, and you're looking for a way to, move that forward, you want to make it into a reality, I think the biggest selling point is that Enactus might be able to help you.
100%.
Obviously, it has to be aligned with what they're trying to achieve, but it's the perfect organization to launch yourself in the entrepreneurship space. But I also think it's for people who want to make a positive impact in society in a sustainable way. And for that's key. You want to make a positive change in society in a sustainable way, Enactus is the way to do it. And obviously, if you want to, I think additionally on top of that, you want to develop yourself further. If you're not maybe don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you want to be employable, the skills you learn in the program are top notch. You become an employable person. So I'm not sure if that is a convincing one, but I think it's.
I am very convinced. I could possibly join. I could join again at this point. I could easily join again. Thank you so much. In 3 adjectives, very fast, so we can conclude this really lovely interview that we just had with you. Adjectives, Nim. How would you describe your journey in Enactus? Just 3.
Challenging, worthwhile, life-changing.
Ooh, okay. Challenging, worthwhile, and life-changing. That is how I wrap up this conversation with Xolela. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.